I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Is
Um,
everything okay?
yeah. Um, my friend made it safe to the hospital, so she's over there, and yeah, it
Oh,
was a little surprising. Okay, well, crap.
yeah. That's I bet she was probably pretty startled to have her water break.
Yeah, she was just relaxing, then it just sort of happened. Like, wait, what is that? And then felt it and thinking, oh,
Oh no.
oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
She
Is this
she
your friend
lives. Hmm?
Jane?
No, this is my friend Malia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty startling anyways when you're having a child and not knowing fully what to expect. Uh,
yeah.
well,
Okay.
I'm glad she had you as a friend because that sounds very intense.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Um, well, we can kind of step back into the role play again.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Okay.
Are you feeling okay to continue recording for tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you had just shared with me about your grandfather and how he is in his last days right now, and you're visiting with your family. And also shared with me about your progress in school and how you feel like you're not sure what to do, whether to stop school completely or to just finish off the last 3 weeks, but that you're really struggling with your own personal health, mental health, and self care. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Um, so you were saying more about your choices for school and your pros and cons. Is there anything that you wanted to add on that?
Mm, no, not really. I don't really have much to add to it. Mm,
So you mentioned before about not being sure if you had the emotional energy to continue on with the semester. And then after giving a pros and con list, you thought maybe that might be possible to finish it off. How do you feel about that?
Now that I thought about it, I think it might be a lot better if I just try to finish this semester.
Hmm.
Um, and I, I, I feel I have something to say, and um, so over the weekend I slept with Jane, and Jane has a boyfriend that also lives with her,
Hmm.
but he was at work, and I'm not sure what to really talk about Jane with, how to handle that, and how to handle it when or if he finds out.
Hmm.
Um, because they've been together for about 2 years now. On the 26th, I think, is their 2 year anniversary,
Hmm.
and I feel kind of bad knowing that he doesn't know at all that something happened with me and Shane.
Hmm. He's also your friend.
Yeah, yeah, we're we were kind of close in high school, but kind of sort of did the thing where it's kind of stopped talking to each other. Then
Hmm.
talk to each other every like month or so. But ever
Mhm.
since I started hanging out with Jane again, we've been I've been hanging out over there at their place for I don't know 2 3 weeks now,
Mhm.
every couple days or so,
Mhm.
and I think he might know, but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I kind of feel bad now that that Jane cheated on him.
Mhm. You and Jane have been able to talk about it as well?
Yeah, we talked about it after the night, and it'd probably be better if we don't tell him.
Mhm. Mhm. And how does Jane feel about that?
She was okay with
Mhm.
it.
Are there other emotions that you're processing from the situation?
I guess grief because I feel bad for Stanton,
Grief? Mm.
and a little anger because I'm mad at myself that I did this to Stanton.
Mhm. Mm. The anger feel really heavy?
Yeah, that I wasn't a good friend to him now.
Mhm. And how do you feel like that will be as your friendship continues?
I don't think I can really process this without telling him.
Mm. You feel conflicted?
Yeah,
Sounds really heavy. Mm. You feel like even though you want to keep it from him, and that's something you and Jane discussed, that you want to say something?
yeah. I think I'm not sure what to do here because Jane wants to keep it a secret, but I can't let that metal inside of me long before it sort of just comes out.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
well, go ahead.
uh, yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to say.
It sounds like you're feeling conflicted whether to do it now or do it later.
Yeah, because I know Stanton really does love Jane and just kind of feels a lot worse now that he does still have these feelings after. Mm,
Mhm. Mm. and Jane have, um, you did do an agreement with Jane that you will not talk about it?
With Sen, yeah.
Mm,
Probably better if he didn't know and just went on with his life, I guess.
mm. So you feel conflicted also about hurting Sam?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're already really struggling with that and that might continue to persist with you. Mm. What do you, if you could choose what your choice without um, any repercussion, I guess, from him, what would you choose to do?
I don't know. I think I might try to. He'll be pretty mad that it happened, and I don't know what he'll do. I don't know if he'll try to fight or try to run away or try to process the information, and I have no idea.
Mhm. Do you feel concerned about his safety too?
Yeah.
Mm. It's really difficult, especially when it's somebody that you care about as well. How have you been processing those emotions since?
It's sort of been eating me up inside.
Mhm. Would you um, want to talk through more about how you're feeling or how to move on past those feelings if you choose not to share the information with him?
Yeah, I think it would be a better idea to plan, I guess,
Mhm.
for, for it if it actually happens,
Yeah.
and talk about it to find out what to do with keeping this information inside as well.
Mhm. And what would that look like for you if he did find out?
It would probably ruin our friendship and his relationship with Jane.
Mhm. And how would you process that?
How would who?
How would you process that if that happened?
Probably be mad at myself again.
When you're mad at yourself, what happens?
Sort of take it out on myself and don't really take care of myself at all. Lock myself away for a few days, then Yeah, that's about it.
Mhm. You feel like you close off to everything. And how about a situation if you didn't?
If I didn't close myself off, probably would talk about it with my friends and try to do something to get myself off my mind,
Mhm.
try to get it out of my head, and try to relax, I guess.
Mhm. So you said either talk with a friend, get out and go do something, or try to relax.
Yeah,
Who's another friend you feel like you trust?
trust my good friend James.
Mhm.
Known him since seventh grade, and we've been pretty good friends for the last 5 years.
Mhm.
So I can talk to him about anything.
Mhm.
Um,
And this is something you could share with them also.
yeah, I I trust him.
Mhm. And you mentioned getting out and going to do something. What kind of things do you enjoy doing?
I like driving around and enjoying the scenery or watching a movie with my friends
Mhm.
or that's sort of it.
So just kind of getting out of the house and getting fresh air and then having that quality time with other people you care about.
Yeah, that's about it.
Mhm. And what about for relaxing? You mentioned relaxing.
Well, I like to just lay down, put on headphones, and try to keep my mind off of things and listen to soothing music
Mhm.
or listening to sort of AT audio or ASMR and try to sleep it off, I guess.
Mhm. So just kind of turn off your brain and relax and not and just kind of block out those thoughts.
Yeah.
Mhm. So hearing you talk about this and um, and thinking about your friend and some of the activities you like to do and relaxing, do you think that kind of shapes the what you're thinking about for the situation with Jane and her boyfriend?
Yeah, I think it does.
So it sounds like if you don't say anything, then it will just eat you up inside and you'll continue to be angry at yourself. It also sounds like you want to say something. You're fearful that you might fall into this rut, but you also know that there's people who care about you and a friend you can trust. And there's also activities you could do to help keep your mind off of everything and also relaxation. do you feel hearing all that?
Hmm.
Mm,
I don't know how to process this.
mhm. That's okay. That's a lot to think about and a lot to soak in, especially if this is your first time talking about it. So, um, if you feel comfortable, we can always talk about something else.
Yeah, okay.
Um, so I was wanting to ask how, well, first I wanted to say that with our session that we had at the beginning and now, we probably have um, about 5 to 10 minutes, I think.
Okay.
So just kind of keep that in mind. And but what I was going to ask is, you've shared with me previous about having ideas and thoughts about suicide. And I was wondering how your thoughts have been over this last week.
That idea is sort of always just been there. It's always sort of what I think about after everything, if nothing goes well. But I can't do it either. I can't leave Jane like this or my grandmother.
Mhm. So you feel like you're staying for them.
Yeah.
Mhm. You said when bad things happen, you start to think about it more.
It comes up in the thought process of how to deal with it.
Mhm. Are you Do you feel pretty aware when you have these thoughts?
Yeah, for the most part of it, yeah. There are some days where I don't know what I'm thinking about at all, and it's just sort of main thing that I'm thinking about.
Mhm. Sometimes you feel like you can pull yourself out of the thoughts, and sometimes you feel like you get tunneled in.
Yeah,
Mhm. And what normally pulls you out of those thoughts?
I guess when someone sort of talks to me, I guess. Usually my grandmother, whenever she gets home, she always knocks on my door and sees how I'm doing.
Mhm.
Either that or I get a phone call.
So you have a trusting relationship with your grandmother and also somebody who you can call.
Yeah.
Mhm. Are there ways that you stop your negative thoughts?
No, I don't really have any way to stop it.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, I wanted to maybe share with you a way to help stop those thoughts, or at least in the moment, to kind of distract yourself from getting too far in to that tunnel. Um, there's different ways, like when you're in the moment and you feel like you're starting to have those thoughts. Um, if you're alone, you can either verbalize and just tell yourself, stop, and it throws your mind off from getting wrapped up in the tunnel. Um, and when you're in public, there's instead of yelling or shouting, because that might be kind of socially weird to do out loud, but to have something on you to just help you stop the thoughts, like a rubber band or something, if you were to wear on your wrist. And every time you had thoughts like that, to snap it, just to kind of remind yourself of where you're at. Um, that seems to help center people sometimes in their thought process. Have you ever tried any kind of means like that to help distract your thoughts?
I think I've tried yelling before, but there was not much success with it.
There was what?
There was not much success with it.
Mhm. Mhm. Could you think of something else that you feel like you could do in the moment that might help you become um, aware of where your thoughts are?
Um, I guess I can try to take off my glasses and stand there for a moment and try to focus again.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be one way physically to kind of have that reminder to take them off. Mhm. Mm. That's difficult, especially when thoughts have been pervasive for a long period of time. Um, it's easy to try to believe the negative thoughts that you have playing in your head, you know? You told me about your friends and some of the things you like to do and relaxing. But I was also curious about what kind of strengths that you feel like you have.
My strengths. Good at writing,
Mhm.
and I'm okay at math, but I haven't really focused on math at all last semester,
Mhm.
and kind of smart. I got a 1520 on my SAT score, so
Wow.
and that's kind of it.
Mhm. Do you really enjoy writing? You said.
Yeah, it's just sort of something that I always like to do.
Mhm.
whenever I was bored in school, I would just pull up my notebook and start writing down stories.
Mhm. Have you journaled before?
No, I don't think so.
Um, I was going to suggest, since you shared you enjoy writing and journaling, that it can also be really helpful to write down all your thoughts, like in those moments when you're having these negative thought process. To just get that pen and paper and write out everything that you're feeling, everything that you're thinking in that moment. Sometimes there's something really powerful about putting your thoughts down in words and seeing it and stopping it right there.
Okay. Yeah, I can try that.
Um, yeah, if you feel comfortable, maybe that's something you could do over this next week and just kind of keep a journal or a notepad if you don't want to, carry something around, or something small enough to go in your pocket, just to kind of jot down thoughts as they come throughout the day.
Okay.
Mhm. And just write those down and try to let them go.
Okay. I'll definitely try that in the next few days. See if that helps.
Mhm. Um, and also, your friend, you said, um, if you need to call someone, do you think that he's someone that you could reach out to, or back to Jane?
Yeah, I can try to call Jane or James and talk about it with them.
Mhm. Um, I would encourage you to do that, to reach out. Like, sometimes it can feel really isolating, and to have someone you can talk to can really make a world of difference.
Okay.
Um, and like I've shared before, you're always more than welcome to call me if something comes up and you need to talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, we are at the end of our session here. And so I just kind of want to recap of everything that we talked about. We had talked at the beginning of the session about your grandfather and how you're still trying to process and spend time with him in his last days. Um, and then you also shared with me about how you're struggling with your choice of staying in school or not, but that it looks like you're wanting to stay or to finish it out the last couple weeks. Um, and then you also shared with me about the situation of you and Jane being intimate and her still having a boyfriend, and how that's your friend also and you're struggling with that. But that you do have, if you choose to tell him, you do have a friend who you can confide in and other activities to keep you um, busy and still keep you active, and also ways to relax. Um, and then we just kind of reviewed also about where your thought process is when you think about thoughts of suicide, and how your grandmother and Jane are important people to you, and how you think about them and what life would be like if you weren't here. And we also talked about different ways to work through negative thoughts. Um, and that journaling is something that you'll give a shot over this next week.
Okay.
Mhm. Um, Del, was there anything else that you were wanting to talk about in this session?
I guess no.
No? Okay. Well, next week is going to be our last week, and we'll do some talk therapy like we've been doing. And we'll also go through the process of the final session. It's called the termination session. And it's basically
Okay.
just means ending of the last session. Mhm.
Okay.
So, um, yeah. So we can just end the role play right now. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then regular, not role play talk. Um, how does your schedule look for this next week? Are you staying there with your family, with your grandfather?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna still sort of just stay here. Um, Not really gonna go anywhere. So
Okay. I know this is I'm assuming what you had shared with me is true since you had also texted me earlier in the week about spending time with him. Um, if if it becomes too much or something happens over this next week, and it's difficult for you to meet, just let me know and we can figure something out or work around it or whatever needs to happen. Uh,
okay.
so don't be afraid to tell me, and we can work something out. But in the event that things are still okay and you're able to meet, I we could probably do it over the weekend, if that works out for you. Sometime we could kind of coordinate. Do weekends seem to be better, or is it better for you to meet during the weekday?
Yeah, weekends are okay.
Okay. Or and do you have class during the weekday? You said.
Yeah, I have classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 to 2. Then Tuesday and Thursday from 11:30 to 1.
11:30 to 1. Would you be trying to think of my schedule? Would you be able to possibly, well, I guess that would be kind of soon. Today's already Monday. No, I mean next Tuesday. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
Mm,
Like after your class, would you be able to meet?
yeah, I can. Yeah, I can do that.
I think I could potentially do it next Tuesday, because my daytime is going to look different that week. Or we could also just shoot for the weekend, and like I said, this will be our last session. Um, so whichever way we want to do it, um, would you prefer to try to shoot for the weekend, and if not, go for Tuesday, or do you have a preference?
Yeah, maybe whatever works with you. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we'll plan for weekend. I guess that's what we're saying, and then if that doesn't work out, we'll shoot for Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe if you know anything that's happening over your weekend, kind of shoot me a text, um, and I can let you know too, and then we'll just kind of plan for timing. So at least we semi have a plan.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope everything goes smooth and you're able to just spend time with your family. So,
Okay. Yep.
okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, Del.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.